Among many enthusiasts, the Nvidia Shield has been lauded as the best media player on the market. 2 years from its humble beginnings, a new Shield has been released to the masses. A second coming of the Pro, this new version of the popular device makes me wonder if this is truly a successor or just a revision of a product that retains its footprint as the best media player that money can buy. A quick glance at some specs somewhat gives us our answer. For the most part, specs remain the same, with the new Shield slightly etching out the older model with a small boost in the GPU's clock speed. With that being said, much of what you are getting with the latest edition of the Pro is much cheaper than the original version, which I feel bears mentioning. In terms of the external hardware, the Nvidia Shield comes with 2 USB 3.0 ports, a gigabit Ethernet port for wired connections, and an HDMI 2.0 port. As usual, I started with some basic streaming applications, and it is apparent that the Shield is definitely supported with major platforms like Amazon Prime, Netflix, and Hulu all available. Of course, I don't think you want to bother with this piece of hardware if you weren't trying to push the boundaries with some personal media, and it's here that we really start to see the Shield stand out from the rest of the pack. The Shield had no issues tackling DVD ISOs, which loaded in a sufficient amount of time with smooth playback. The VC1 codec running at 1080p handles Blu-ray rips fine as well, so that just leaves us with 4K streaming, which I can emphatically say handles Ultra HD at high bit rates on both the H.264 and H.265 codec like a champ. If you are a Kodi user, there are some things that may be of some concern. I found that the Ultra HD playback was not consistent, often buffering intermittently, and upscaling options were nowhere to be found, forcing me to go to Mr. MC for most of my personal media playback. Nvidia is also attempting to up the ante with their new AI Upscaler technology. Testing it out on a 1080p title, which is the resolution required for the Upscaler, I wasn't too keen on its use. While on the surface, it does seem to make details pop in terms of sharpening textures, it can also carry some visible noise, and I found myself wanting to turn it off, especially with videos that exhibit a large amount of film grain. Beyond the shadow of a doubt, the Shield definitely has you covered for streaming from both cloud and local media, but just how far does it go in the gaming department? Well, let's start on the physical side of things. Whether you're connecting a controller to the USB port or a wireless one via Bluetooth, the Shield seems to support a plethora of choices. The device instantly recognized my Retrobit Classic Sega Genesis pad, my Mad Catz PS3 Fight Stick, and a PlayStation 4 first-generation control pad, so already we are off to a good start. It's apparent that having a Google Play Store certainly gives the Shield a lot more variety when it comes to gaming choices. It also goes without saying that there is a lot more freedom when it comes to emulation on the Shield than other media player platforms. With the new Pro, I did manage to get into some 7th generation home console gaming using the popular Dolphin emulator, though it's apparent it can't consistently hit the mark in terms of performance, which means demanding titles will struggle with target frame rates, making the picking slim for game choices. Dreamcast Emulation was definitely a standout on the Shield when coupled with the Redream emulator, as it offered incredible performance with the 4K resolution that I honestly found hard to believe. Even the PPSSPP sees amazing performance with demanding titles like God of War running almost near perfect at an upscaled resolution. The Saturn emulator Yaba Sanshiro also seems to run consistently with many of the popular titles on the system, ultimately making this the best experience I've had from game emulation on a media player thus far. If rolling retro is not your thing, you are not completely out of luck, as Nvidia has been working on a special streaming service coined as Geforce Now that lets you get your hands on the current generation of games. If you can reach the 50 megabit internet requirement, you can experience games with a 1080p resolution running at 60 frames per second. Geforce Now supports PC titles that can be purchased through the Steam Store or Uplay, and has a mix of last-gen and current-gen titles available. Testing out a few titles on the streaming service, I have to admit I was a bit surprised. A few of the titles I tried kept the intended frame rate, and though there were some frame time hiccups, they were tolerable enough to keep playing. Of course, some input delay is to be expected, but it certainly feels responsive in a way that I did not expect. So ultimately, what we seem to have in the new Nvidia Shield Pro is a minor improvement with a smaller price tag and some additional features. In my opinion, if you already own an Nvidia Shield, There's really no reason to run out and purchase this one, as the new features are minimal at best. In terms of the claims as being the best media player on the market, I have to say I'm pretty convinced it is. I still believe that you may want to set your sights a bit higher when it comes to gaming, but I must admit overall, the Nvidia Shield feels like it covers every base just enough to satiate what you may be looking for when it comes to a fulfilling media experience. Well, that is it for my latest media player review. If you would like to see more content on the Nvidia Shield, leave those requests in the comment box below and I'd be happy to oblige. For now, this is the Corey, your resident entertainment techie, signing out.